Yeah, I mean it's totally different. You use your bullpen differently. I mean it's completely different, and that's the importance of replay because it leads to can lead to a lot of good things for a team, and sometimes if you're on the losing end of it leads to a lot of bad things. But that was big tonight.
And you're in that position because of Severino. He became the first pitcher, 23 younger, to have 200 strikeouts in a season. When you hear that, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, he's had an outstanding season, and I thought, he took another big step today. Had we not, had, I don't know, it was a 45-minute inning, he would have went back out for the seventh because he was throwing so well. But we had the big lead, and I just got him out.
Especially with Hicks out, you see the at-bats that Holiday and Ellsbury and Frazier had tonight. I think Sale threw 109 pitches, and they saw 40 of those pitches at the bottom of the lineup. How much does that mean? Well,
they had a great approach tonight. Our hitters had a great approach, and we know we're facing a really tough pitcher that's been tough on us. It's the fifth time we've seen him. We haven't scored a lot of runs. Our pitchers have done a really good job in those games, and again, we get another good performance out of Sevy, but those guys were big tonight, what they did at the bottom of the order. Home runs, long counts, just really good at-bats.
Dan.
What did this series show you about this team?
Well, I mean, this club's going to fight. We're going to fight, and it's resilient. And, we had a bad 3 games against Cleveland where we didn't score very many runs, and you win the first one and lose the second one where you don't score, and they bounce back and came up big. So it's a group that fights.
Andrew.
Joe, I know Severino's not facing Sale, but for you, when you have ace versus ace and he pitches the way he did today, I mean, what does that mean for him and his development?
Well, I think it's important to his development because you have to be able to do that. If you want to call yourself an ace, you have to be able to match up against their number one guy. And he did a really good job against Kluber for the 6th inning, and the 7th inning got him away from him a little bit. And I thought he was better tonight. And this was a team that hit him hard the last time. He made the necessary adjustments. So that's a really good sign, too.
Roger and Dan.
Joe, in terms of the way that you guys have beaten Sale, I mean, one consistent thing has been
2-1.
Yeah, one consistent thing has been that the pitching's been good, but it's been different pitchers,
right?
3 different ones. In terms of the way that you guys attack him, is it driving the pitch count up? Is it fouling balls off? Is it?
Well, I think when you face Chris Sale, you can't miss pitches that are mistakes. I mean, is the bottom line. I mean, his stuff is that good. He's got 3 pitches that he uses both sides of the plate. He's got power. And if he makes mistakes, you have to hit him. And you have to grind out at-bats against him. You have to try to put long at-bats on him, or you're going to look up, he's going to give up 2 hits, and it's going to be the 8th inning.
And Joe, just about Judge, it had been a long time since he'd hit a home run.
Good sign.
Is that the kind of thing that can shake the guy out?
Yeah, I mean, I told you I thought his at-bats have been better. And it's kind of hard to evaluate at-bats sometimes against the Corey Klubers and the Chris Sales of the world, but I think his at-bats have been better.
We've talked about Gary's effort level, I guess, a lot over the past few weeks. To see him beat out that single, is that something that is?
I mean, he's played really well, and I know we're going to nitpick on him a little bit, but he's played really, really well and has been a big part of our offense. Has done a really good job with our staff, and I mean, that's a huge hit. I mean, that's what blew that game open, him beating that out in the replay.
Up against the wall to your right, Joe.
Joe, you had Holiday and Castro back for a little bit in July, but then obviously you lost them again. Did they feel all the way back to you like they were playing in June? Well,
I don't know if they. I mean, you'd have to ask them that. I mean, I think their at-bats have been pretty good, and Matt's had a couple days, but I think his at-bats have been good, and Castro's have been good. So if they want to get better, that's okay too.
Well, and also, sorry, just seeing how good your team was in June with those two, and then you guys struggled a little bit when they went out. I mean, what kind of team is it when they're playing as well?
Well, it's a veteran presence that you want in your lineup, and guys that are used to playing in big situations and driving in big runs, and we miss those 2 guys.
In the middle, Joe.
Oh, you mentioned all the things with Gary beating it out and handling the staff and everything. When he has the passed balls, does it make it, I don't know if it's easier to swallow, but
no, you still don't. You still want to correct that issue. I mean, that's obviously an issue that I think that that he can correct. But he's working hard at everything, and he'll continue to do it. And let's not forget, I've said all along, the toughest position to be a young player, I believe, is a catcher. It might be a starting pitcher in a sense, but they only go once every 5 days. It is tough because there's so much that you have to do.